Let's go back to 1987 and talk about an action figure line that wasn't released, but it was released. Welcome back to the Junkman, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with yet another video. What are we going to talk about today? Well, one of the biggest cartoons of 1987. Okay, maybe it wasn't one of the biggest cartoons of 1987. In fact, I don't even remember it. But by 1987, I was really out of Saturday morning cartoons. But it doesn't seem like it was all that popular anyway. Of course, we're talking about the cartoon Dinosaurs. Hope I said that right. This is a show about dinosaurs that was mixed with flying saucers, I guess.
We used to be four ordinary teenagers. Until one day, we met some new friends from out of town.
Believe it or not, the show was co-produced by the Coca-Cola Company. That's right, Coca-Cola had a television production company at least for a year, between 1986 and 1987. This show followed the Dinosaurs as they battled against the evil Tyrannos, with the help of four humans known as the Secret Scouts.
The Dinosaurs are leaving, Bossasaur! Well, follow them!
Now, the producers knew that they had a hit on their hands before the show even got released. I mean, what wasn't to love? Kids with superpowers that wore jewelry, dinosaurs, flying saucers. So you had science fiction, you had everything coming together. They knew they had a hit. So before the show even hit television, the show's producers reached out to toy companies to have an action figure line along with the show. And the one to pick up the rights for that was Galoob. I'm sure we all remember that great toy company, Galoob. But Galoob loved the whole plan of dinosaurs flying saucers, and they went to work on an action figure line. But not just an 8-inch action figure line, they even looked at some smaller lines that would come with ships. And they didn't half-ass this. They spent a lot of time and money into making these figures. They look great. Finally, the show premiered in September 1987. And after 62 episodes, and 3 months later, the show was canceled. It just seemed kids wasn't ready to see dinosaurs flying around in flying saucers. Maybe they should have waited till around the time of Jurassic Park came out. They would have had a bigger hit on their hands. Now, I don't know about you, but I was kind of amazed that just in 3 months they had 62 episodes. Or at least produced 62 episodes. But Galoob was in works making these figures. They thought they were going to have a toy line to a hit cartoon series. They had the molds. They had prototypes. And then the show was canceled. All that hard work, nothing became of it. And they had a lot of plans for this line. Let's take a look at the 8-inch dinosaur figures. Galoob showed off the 8-inch Dinosaurs figures at the 1980 Toy Fair. Although by this time, Galoob probably knew that the action figure line wouldn't be released. As you can see, looking at these prototype figures, they look amazing. Really great detail, and Galoob did a really great job. They didn't see this as a third-rate cartoon and just throw something out there. They really took their time with each dinosaur figure. But it wasn't just those 8-inch figures. Galoob also had a plan to make small figures. That's what Galoob was good at, making micro stuff. And these aren't really micro, they're 2.5-inch figures that actually have joints and move around and everything, and ships. They would release a ship that came with 2 dinosaur figures. As you can see here, 4 ships were planned to be released. And as I said, each come with 2 different Dinosaurs figures. Their arms and legs were moved, but also with their tail, making them easy to be able to sit inside the ship and then pose for action play outside. And like the 8-inch figures, Galoob really put their work into these figures. For the dinosaur figures so small, they have great detail, and the ships are amazing looking also. And that's not it. Galoob was really counting on this line. They even had, what is a rare thing to have ready nowadays, a playset. Hear that, toy companies? Toy companies hate playsets nowadays. But Galoob actually had a playset in the works also. The Lava Dome playset would have been 2 stories tall and stood about 20 inches tall. And it was actually designed so that both action figures line could play with it, the 8-inch or the 2.5-inch. The bottom of the base was a docking bay for the ships, and the top was the operation deck for the 8-inch figures. As you can see here, the figures look good in the playset, no matter what size they are. So the cartoon was canceled. Galoob spent a lot of time and money making this action figure line, and they had to cancel it. No cartoon to push the figures. Galoob would just lose money trying to release it. And everything on the Dinosaur's front was quiet. The cartoon came and gone, and everyone forgot about it, those that even remembered it at all. That was until the cartoon was aired in Brazil in 1989, and it became a mild hit. That's when toy company Glasslight, or was it Glassleet, reached out to Galoob. Hey, you guys got the molds for this cartoon. The kids here in Brazil love it, so let's buy them from you. And that's what Galoob did. They sold the molds to the Glasslight company, and believe it or not, Dinosaucer figures got released only in Brazil. Out of 8 planned figures, Glasslight released 5. Let's take a look. As you can see, the company didn't spare a dime either. These wasn't cheaply made figures out of the mold by Galoob. They were made exactly to the plan that Galoob had. A hard plastic body, soft plastic limbs. Even the box has a lot of great detail and artwork. And the figures, like the prototype, are outstanding looking. Sadly, the ships with the small figure or the playset never got produced or released. But if you're a fan of the cartoon series, know that there are some action figures out there, but sadly they were only released in Brazil, and they're pretty hard to find. These figures hardly ever come up for sale on eBay or secondhand market, and when they do, it's going to cost you a lot of money. In a box is going to cost you a few $1,000s. Loose, you get a little cheaper, but still pretty high, in the mid-hundreds. If you can find them at all. Finding a complete set is almost impossible. And it's sad that these figures never reach more than Brazil. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know what this cartoon is. I've seen it here and there throughout the years, but I don't have any memory of it actually being on television. But looking at these figures, Galoob really put a lot of heart and soul into the toy line. They look amazing. Again, I don't even know the cartoon series, but as great as these figures look, it makes me kind of wish I had at least one of them. But that's a look at the unreleased and kinda released Dinosaurs action figure line. Dinosaurs. Hope I said that right. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. Did you watch the cartoon? Did you enjoy it? Did you have some of these action figures? Maybe you grew up in Brazil or had a rich uncle that would fly to Brazil every summer and come back with dinosaur figures for you to play with. Well, let me know all that and more in the comments below. And as always, thumb up this video so I know you like my content. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk again soon. Now, how many would tell me it's pronounced Dinosaucers?
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.